ahead.
Hi.
So, is this thing live?
It should be.
Okay, good. Alright, so what are we going to be doing?
Just goofing around.
Oh,
Cause there's no reason to make it too long.
okay. Well, I suppose we can talk about a few things I've been doing. Uh, you know, doing on Game Anyone, some discussions.
Anything good?
Wow, that's kind of delayed. You hear that?
What?
Well, I'm hearing like what we said like 12 seconds ago.
Yeah, it was like you need to delay it because it won't pick it up otherwise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll live streams how that do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just went on YouTube and I muted the I guess live stream thing. I also said hi in the live stream. I don't know if you got that.
I should get it in my command thing.
Your what?
My command thing.
What the hell's that?
The thing where I can come back to people.
Oh, so like when I type it in, like do you get it instantly or is it a delay?
I should get it instantly, but that I didn't.
Hmm. Well, anyway, what I was saying was there was a few discussions I had on GameAnyone.com. That was kind of interesting to tell the truth. One of them was apparently, I think, was defeated, but I saw it and I made a video on YouTube. Apparently, they were attempting to bring back SIPA, or at least something similar to SIPA, which is the Stop Online Piracy Act. And what it was going to do was it was going to delete fan stories, fan art, anything that had to do with anime or manga or whatever. That like you had stories or you had artwork or anything like that. If it got passed, it would have been removed. And if you did it, it'd be illegal. Apparently, considering that the day it was supposed to pass has come and went, and we still have fan art and fan stories, I'm pretty sure that it failed. It had to have like 100,000, and I made the video, and it was about 4 days out before the due date, and there was like less than 50,000 that you needed. Since we still have fan stories, I'm pretty sure it's been defeated.
Oh, didn't accept anymore.
Well, I went on the People White House the People thing, and I made an account, and I basically signed the petition to defeat it. And since we still have fan art and fan stories, I'm pretty sure it was defeated.
Well, it wasn't even a thing anymore.
Well, why would it be up for a vote then? It had to exist. I made an account and I put my name on the petition.
This is the thing. You can make a petition about anything, even though it doesn't accept. Because, like, they don't require you to petition anything that actually accept. If you wanted to, you could literally make a petition about petitions.
Well, I think that you actually have to have something that is based in reality. Because this is on the White House.
Because I made a petition about Kanawan independence. Just to see if I get anyone that to sign it.
Yeah.
No one did, of course. But yeah, you don't
That's
need
because no one knew what the fuck that was.
yeah, probably. I put it on like Facebook and like Twitter. No one signed it. I'm like the only person that signed it.
That's yeah.
I also made one about I think West Virginia independence.
You know, I think that I mean, yesterday I was watching like alternate countries, and apparently he's gonna make a series about like nations. And I actually, when he was doing the first episode of these alternate nation things, I submitted my nation on nation states, the Neo Confederate States of America. I don't know exactly what the history for it was, but like I think it was like something like during the civil rights movement of the 1960s, the southern states seceded from the Union, um, and there was more states. Obviously, it was uh, more than So the original states seceded, and then more states seceded. Uh, like all of the southern half pretty much seceded from the Union and became an independent thing. Obviously, he didn't fucking use it, but I think that was like 5 months ago. So, but yeah, apparently he's gonna attempt to make things monthly. So if you ever have an idea for a nation, you just type in the nation, and maybe you'd have a nation submitted that is actually put into the video.
Which one was that?
Huh?
Which one was that?
That alternate history
Hub?
channel.
Oh,
You know,
History Hub.
like, yeah, I think it's the History Hub. He did a video of what if America lost the revolution. And essentially, it's we would expand west, obviously, because we'd have to, but we would do it at a much slower rate, and Native Americans wouldn't have been moved out of the area because when we won the Revolutionary War, that's exactly what we did. Instead of just letting Native Americans live on the land, we just moved them and basically forced them out. Which to me is kind of funny how we're supposed to be a nation where everyone is equal, and yet Native Americans were like, okay, white people are coming, you gotta go.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a video about us not being equal.
We're not equal. Because it's funny to me, a nation that's supposed to be about everyone being equal to everyone else, and in the 1960s we got dogs attacking black people, and we got water fountains for black people, and we have water fountains for regular people, and they have their own schools and their own districts and their own seating on the buses. The thing that I don't understand is Rosa Parks. She was on the bus. Okay, the only thing that she had to have done is move a couple seats back. It would have taken 2 seconds. But because she didn't want to take 2 seconds off her day to move to the designated area, there was a bunch of people who came together and basically stopped using buses. And of course that snowballed into the civil rights movement, and now we got a black president, and well, basically a joke internationally. So yay! Because the sanctions that we did, we essentially did nothing. Because
That's the idea.
Russia practically knew that we were going to do it, so the Russians took all the assets and put it offshore. So the sanctions are essentially nothing. We didn't do anything.
I thought,
The,
yeah, that was the whole idea. They told Russia that they were going to do it, so that they had time to get everything out. It's all planned out, dude.
well, I'm sure that it is planned out. I mean,
What?
it's quite easy. It's quite easy when the news, like Fox News and all these other mega news agencies. I mean, you can be bought, and a lot of the stories you hear aren't actually how it happened, or they edited out the information, or they withheld information. Um, I mean, 9/11. I mean, it's a conspiracy. People have all these different conspiracies spinning around about 9/11. It's kind of weird how after the first attack, we didn't already have planes in the air. I think we had to wait until the second one hit before we even started planes. And then we didn't even put them in the most critical areas. We knew that the nation was under attack, and yet instead of having the jets go to like New York and the capital immediately, we actually had to tell them, hey, you got to be in America, not somewhere in the ocean. Which is weird to me why that wasn't an immediate thing they did, which is fire up the jets and put them over the fucking cities. That to me made no sense.
Here's the thing that I don't get. Okay, so the two planes hit the trade centers, or the trade center, and none of the jets go out. They go to DC.
I mean, yeah, you would think that, right? Like, it's obvious that this is not some random accident. This is intentional, and we have fighter jets miles away going over the ocean. I mean, I know that it was protocol, but the nation is under attack. Okay, and it's apparent that all planes are being used. These planes are in the United States. They didn't come from Great Britain. They didn't come from Russia. They didn't come from the Middle East. These planes came from America, and then they were taken over in America, devoted, and attacking U.S. cities. So why would there be fighter jets going out into the ocean when it's apparent that the problem is internal, not external? All it did was buy enough time for the third plane to hit the Pentagon, which in itself is kind of weird because the Pentagon is a government building. So it has all these cameras. Yet the only evidence that we have is some pixelated, slow-ass refresh from, I think, a gas station. And I've looked at, like, videos of the plane hitting the building. You don't fucking see anything. The most you see is, like, this weird black square. I think that's the best picture you get. And it's like it's 6 frames a second. So one frame is nothing and the next is a fireball. So you don't even really see the airplane. You just see a giant explosion. And to me that's kind of weird how a government building with like 30 goddamn cameras and the only thing you have is some fucking gas station camera that is pixelated and doesn't have any real good frame rate. It's like it's 16 frames.
I think like the footage that they sent out was actually from that plate.
Yeah. I mean, you have...
So my question is, why are we using cameras out, hit like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 second shots? Why not one that actually do what it is? Well, you can actually see the movement.
Well, I think the camera was connected to a VCR. So, I mean, obviously it wasn't supposed to be the best quality, but still, You know, dozens of cameras on a government building. I mean, they have to have cameras. You know, okay, because it's a government building, security is a thing. Yet the only thing we have is some pixelated camera, which doesn't really show anything. And another thing, I looked at the pictures. Okay, I don't see any debris, which is weird to me because the Pentagon is reinforced with like it's freaking revolt, built to be tough. You would think that a seat, part of part of the wing, some piece of metal would be on the lawn. Nothing, nothing. I didn't see any debris, you know, in in pictures of the Pentagon after the attack, and it's obvious that it was pretty much right after the attack because you can still see fire and smoke in the pictures. So where the hell is the debris?
Probably inside the building.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd understand, that would make sense. Some of it would be in the building, but something would have to have broken off and landed at least visibly on the lawn, or at least leaning on the building. And if you look at pictures of the Pentagon, from what I can tell, there's no debris. There's no airplane engine. There's no seats. There's no piece of metal.
Actually, if the planet was going fast enough, nothing would be left behind. Everything would just end up in the building. Or destroyed instantly. But
I don't understand most of it being destroyed or put in the building, but there has to be something. At least the wing or the tail section. Okay, the initial hit with the cockpit, I can understand that being completely vaporized and put in the building. But the tail is the last thing that would go into the building. If anything, at least that should be visible. And it's not. So I don't understand how the idea an airplane hit it is something you can really say when there's no evidence that you can visibly see, that I can actually see. Maybe the photos were edited, I don't know. But if you had debris, it would have made the case for war that much better because you could show evidence. Heck, someone crashed this giant airliner into the building, but I don't see any debris, so I can't really say that a plane hit the building. I can only go by what people tell me that a building was hit with a plane, and that's the way I see religion. There's no evidence to support the concept of God, so why would I believe in God?
Science is a big religion. Because there's nothing backing that stuff up either.
Are you honestly saying that science is a religion?
It is.
Okay. So evolution
is an idea.
It's not an idea.
It's an idea.
There's books upon books of evidence.
Books and books written by scientists or people that are pro-evolution. It's a religion. That's all science is. It's an idea.
The difference between a science like evolution, biology, and something like Christianity, the difference is with religion, it's you just throw a concept out, doesn't have to be proven, and you can just treat it as a thing that is fact. With science, you throw it out, and you have to throw out an idea, and then you have to back it up.
No, actually, you don't.
And if you don't back it up, then you can't really say it's a thing. You can't treat it as a fact.
All science is like, oh, we believe the planet is flat. No, not.
Flat.
So they merely change what we believe and change it so that we say it's round.
The Earth was known to not be flat before even the Middle Ages. I mean, I think Greeks knew that the planet was round, or at least circular. I mean, to me, it's kind of weird that our history books, at least the history books that I had, said that the Earth was believed to be flat around the time of Christopher Columbus. And we know, I think even in Greek times, before Jesus Christ, that the Earth was not flat, that it was at least circular, maybe not a perfect circle, but it was circular, it was rounded.
But like, permanent science and all that stuff is just a religion.
That's what you're going to say. It's a religion.
It's a never-changing religion. Once something is proved that they'll believe that it's wrong, they will immediately change it so they can pretend that they're right.
Of course, and if there's evidence that goes against something you said, or something that you previously said and you've confirmed it, you're going to change it. But the thing with religion is that it doesn't matter if evidence proves it wrong. People of faith will just keep saying that it is, regardless of any evidence to the contrary.
Here's the thing. If I tell you something loads of times, eventually you're going to believe it. Same thing with science and all that.
But science you can actually prove. I mean, take the theory of gravity.
Here's the thing. If I tell you that the world is round,
It is round.
and I keep telling you that, you're going to believe it. I can tell you the Earth is a triangle. Tell you long enough, you will believe it.
Okay,
It doesn't have to be proven. I just have to repeat it long enough until you follow it.
Okay, let's say that we're gonna live in this triangle world. Okay, so the main problem with that argument would be we have a moon, and at some point that's gonna get behind us. And if you look at the moon, it's not going to be a triangle. So you'd have to throw out the idea that the planet's a triangle because the shadow on the moon would never be a triangle. So the idea that the Earth would be a triangle would have to be thrown out because the shadow, would not be a triangle.
But that's just saying that if they tell you that the Earth is a triangle long enough, you're going to just believe it. Until you look up and see that it's actually rounded, and then you're going to say, oh. And then you're going to show all your friends all that, and then everyone's going to realize that it's a circle, and then the sign people will say, oh no, they haven't even changed it. Okay, circle. But wait.
See, and that's the difference between people of intelligence, scientific people, or at least people that are open-minded, versus religious people. I've talked to dozens of religious people. I mean, take the debate with Bill Nye, the Science Guy, and Ken Ham. I'm pretty sure people have said this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think it was near the end of the debate, and I think Ken Ham said, I'm a Christian or I'm a religious individual. No matter what you say and no matter what you provide, I will always believe in the Bible. And Bill Nye, the scientist, said this: if you can provide evidence that goes against what I am saying, I will change my position on the matter. With Ken Ham, it was like I am set. I believe in this idea that a deity, a dude in the clouds, some magic being, made us 10,000 years ago. And even though I can give you a fossil that is millions of years old, and I can give you fossil records that are millions of years old, I will not change my position because I believe in God. And that to me is just religious people versus intelligent people. Intelligent people will change, and religious people,
Here's the thing.
the
Here's the
hardcore
thing.
religious people, will not change no matter the evidence provided.
Here's the thing. If they're intelligent, they wouldn't have to change.
They'd already know.
They would already know, like. So since they have to change what they believe every time new stuff comes up, you can't really call them intelligent since they have to continue to change their views.
Well,
Which is why they're called ever-changing views.
well, you don't have to be intelligent to. Well, you can be an idiot and still not have to change your opinions. But religious people have to change their opinions so much because evidence is just constantly being thrown at them.
And like religious people don't have to change their views at all because the religion was made hundreds, even thousands of years ago, maybe millions.
Not millions, Andy.
Well, but like you could, the religion was made long ago, so everything that in the book, the holy book, whatever it is, they can follow. With science, it's we're going to change. Oh, the water is circular, so let's change it to a circle. They teach everyone that it's a circle. Oh, the moon's a triangle. Let's say that it's a triangle. Okay. Like religious people are like, nope, it's the world is circle and the moon is circle. That is how it was made, and that is how it should be. Some people are like, nope, we're going to change it whenever we want.
Yeah. I mean, there were people, apparently, there was a survey that says like 50% of Americans believe that the Earth is the center of the solar system. Like, do you not understand how gravity works? Okay? You got
It's an ego fan. It's an ego fan.
Yeah. It's like, you have something that's like 10,000 times bigger than the Earth, and it's apparently going to go around it. I mean, do you realize how big the sun is compared to the Earth? Okay, if the Earth was a marble, okay, and I don't know if this is to scale, but I'm gonna guess that it is. If the Earth was a marble, the sun would probably be like a beach ball, like a really big beach ball. And Jupiter, or what's the biggest planet? It's Jupiter, right?
I think I'm not really sure.
It's either Jupiter or Saturn. I think it's Jupiter.
It might be Jupiter.
I'm gonna say it's Jupiter. Okay, so if Earth is a marble and the sun was a giant beach ball, I would imagine that Jupiter would probably be like a basketball. But apparently, these religious people will be like, okay, this marble is making this basketball and this giant beach ball orbit around it. And Pluto is a pea.
But apparently both ideas will be correct.
Well, I guess you could say that because no matter where you go in the universe, if you look up in the heavens, everything is going around you. So you could kind of say that the Earth is the center of the universe, but it's not. Because no matter where you go, everything is always going to seem to be the center of the universe, no matter where you go. If you go to a star, when you look up to the heavens, the sky is going to be different, but everything's still going to go around you.
Yeah, so pretty much where you are going to pretty much be the center.
Yeah, but it's also not going to be the center.
Pretty much is like an ego fan.
Yeah.
If you put a scientist on the sun, it'll be the center. You put a scientist on Earth, it'll be the center. Wherever you are is the center of the universe. and anything else, all bets around you.
Well, yeah, from a perspective, yeah, but
But then
that's,
again, that's an ego thing. If you're an egomaniac, then you probably be like that.
yeah, that's, I guess, yeah,
It's like those fanboys. You got the Xbox fanboys. Anytime, like if they see a PlayStation video, for some odd reason, I don't know why, they will click on the video to hate on the video. Like,
yeah,
like you clicked on a clearly PlayStation video to hate on PlayStation.
yeah. I mean, to me, it's kind of idiotic. You know, if you're an Xbox fanboy or you're a PC fanboy or you're a Nintendo fanboy, why the hell are you gonna click a PlayStation video when you obviously dislike PlayStation, and then you go and just hate on it? And I mean, it's apparent that you don't like PlayStation, but at the same time, you've clicked a known PlayStation video and you're gonna hate on it. That's illogical, and you're being an asshole about it. I mean, I'm a PlayStation guy. You know, I play PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and I would love to have a PlayStation 4. But I also, as a gamer, would enjoy watching an Xbox game or a Nintendo. Honestly, Nintendo, I've kind of pulled away from Nintendo games due to the fact that Nintendo, no matter your opinion, it does just reuse the same shit. Mario, Donkey Kong, Link. I mean, how many games have just those three people been put into? Hundreds. And yeah, you also have other games, probably new franchises being put in. But those are three very big franchises with the Legend of Zelda games, the Donkey Kong games, and the Mario games. And all of them have been putting at least like 20 games. With, let's say, Xbox and Sony's systems, you have new characters all the time. With the PlayStation, it was Crash Bandicoot. With the PlayStation 2, it was Jack and Daxter. With the PlayStation 3, it was Uncharted. I don't know what the next generation's character would be, but I don't know, maybe Watch Dogs? Maybe? I don't know. But it's obvious that there's going to be a character that is going to be associated with the PlayStation 4 generation like the previous three generations.
But let's talk about the alternate news people. And like, you see how like the like alternate like news channels like, but they'll promote the same type of channel. They don't report news. They promote make videos about the conspiracies or whatever. Like, but you was a news channel, not a they hate on everything else.
Yeah, I suppose.
Cause like I want the young talks but not like, oh we're anti-religion, we're anti-republican, we're anti-democrat. Like, okay, then what are you? They claim to be progressive or whatever that word is. Like,
Progressive?
yeah, like that not a thing. We don't need a group of people called that to move the country forward. The country moves forward by itself every day. And like the thing is, like, you got like all the like, gay people and whatnot. Like, if you want to be gay and have rights, here's an idea: form a country for gays.
That's gotta be logical, don't you think?
because we have countries for Europeans, Russians, Americans, even though Americans do not accept.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
technically.
in the country sense.
Yeah, like
In
there's
the
no such thing
continent
as
sense, then yeah.
American. There's there's a European because you live in Europe. Um, there's Asians because you live in Asia, but there's really not an American. There's English, there's Native Americans, there's whites, there's blacks. Well, I suppose an American would be a native.
Or American would be anyone in the continent of the Americas.
Yeah, I suppose.
But
Yeah, so
but
an
there's no
American would basically an American would essentially be anyone that lives on North America, Central America, or South America.
yeah.
Yeah, that's an American. Yeah,
But I'm using it as like in a country front, so there wouldn't be anything. Like
yeah.
currently we're not Americans. We're West Virginians.
Well, yeah,
Or Mountaineers.
yeah. Well, Mountaineers and West Virginians.
If you want to go really far back, we could be Kanawans. Since the original name was going to be Kanawha.
Yeah, and if you really want to go even farther, we were Virginians. You know, honestly, I don't. I can understand that why we separated, but why would we call ourselves West Virginia and not something else?
I can tell you. I even looked it up. Apparently, the politicians wanted to retain the Virginian heritage or whatever. So, instead of having a new identity, they decided to call themselves West Virginians.
So, I mean, technically, as far as I'm concerned, we are Virginians. We just happen to live on the west part of Virginia. You know, and that's just my opinion. West Virginia, in any state that's like North Dakota, South Dakota, North Carolina, South Carolina, to me is the same. It's connected, but we simply just call ourselves something else. You know, so instead of Virginians, we're West Virginians. We live on the west part of Virginia.
What I want to happen is a Virginia unification.
That I would love. I would like because honestly, the reason we broke away from Virginia was because we didn't need slaves anymore. Well, we didn't need as many slaves because it's mountainous. Most of West Virginia is mountainous. There's very little of it that's actually flat. You know, it's I think 95% of it is fucking mountains. In towns that are like 3 or 4 miles would take you like 35 to an hour to go 3 miles because of the terrain.
But I have that question if the Virginians should reunify. Overwhelmingly no.
I think we should because the reason for the separation is long since passed. There's no reason for us to be separate anymore. The only reason we probably remain is because that would mean that there'd be more people that could be the difference between a Republican and a Democrat, even though the political parties are the same thing and they basically solve the same people. Republicans and Democrats, they're no different. They're the exact same people.
I think that all the time. No one ever listens.
I mean, the only difference would probably be how they would do it, but essentially it would be the same. The approach to how we would do it would probably be different if a Republican was president versus a Democratic president. But essentially, it would be done. It would be done differently, but it would be done.
But like the thing that annoys me about like the full president is the fact that he said that politically we're going to pretty much kill the country, aka Union,
Yeah.
because the U.S. isn't a country; it's a union. And that's like the one thing that annoys me. Like, we're not a country; we're a union of countries. We're the predecessor to the European Union.
Uh. Well, yeah. I mean, technically, I suppose you could see each state because we have our own leadership. We have governors. I mean,
It, pretty much all we have to do is change governors into presidents.
well, there were also states that would have to probably fuse, but yeah, theoretically, they are kind of nations.
Like, the only state that would have an actual problem with being independent, Georgia, or whatever.
Probably.
Because there's a country called that.
Yeah. You'd probably have to call it like New Georgia.
Or
Or just change the name altogether to something new. But I think most states would have to fuse in order to succeed. And the thing is, a lot of people don't think that it's possible, but it is. It's actually a part of the Constitution. I think it's the 10th Amendment to the Constitution, which basically says that if your government becomes tyrannical and doesn't represent you anymore, you can leave.
And like, I want to point it out, but like, the thing called the Declaration of Independence, and it pretty much says that anytime a government doesn't do what you want, you have the right to change it. My question is, if people hate Congress so much, why haven't they played that card already? Like, oh, we hate Congress, so what we're going to do? We're going to do absolutely nothing. Even though we have the public right to change the government, we're going to do the net bet down and do absolutely nothing or eating our Cheetos.
Did you say Cheetos?
Cheetos.
Okay, I was just making sure I heard you correctly.
I could have also said tacos, but
No, I think Cheetos is better.
but I think Cheetos would be better, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's part of what makes America America. Is when the government becomes tyrannical, you can leave. And after the Second American Revolution, which essentially was from 1860 to 1865, that's essentially what it was. Okay.
Oh, you mean the Civil War?
Yeah, it was not a civil war. A civil war is when you're trying to take over a government. The Confederacy had a government. It had a president. It had its own line of secession. We didn't need to take the Union government. We had a government.
Here's the time. For a civil war to happen, it had to happen inside a country. As I said before, the U.S. is not a country, therefore it isn't a civil war.
Well, it's not a civil war because, from my understanding of a civil war, you need to try and take over a government. If you already have a government,
Two things that can make it a civil war. One, it needs to happen in a country. Two, you need to be going for the government.
okay.
The same day.
But when I go into the government, we have a government. There was two separate governments. None of them are trying to take over the other.
But since we got on to the CFA USA fan, it's like like the group is trying to liberate it. I found this hilarious. I asked the dude that's apparently a member of the interim Congress or something if they had a president. Like, no. That was the answer. No. Like, so you're a Congress without a president.
Well, I don't think you need a president to have a Congress. Because then the Congress would be the voting authority. They would vote for over matters.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't have a president, you don't have anyone to enforce the law. The president would be the executive. So he or she would be the person to sign them into law. So the Congress can make any law they want, and it will never actually be enforced because there's no one up top to sign it into law.
See, the way I would do it is I would secede and I would make a government, and then I would have a council, and the council would be 4 people, okay? And in terms of ties, okay, where you'd have 2 people voting for one thing and then 2 people voting for the other, then the president would have the final vote, which would make it 5 votes, and whatever he voted would be what would happen.
So pretty much a 5% group,
a 5% council, and the president would be unable to vote unless it was a tie. That way, whatever he voted or she voted would go.
That's funny because, like a few months ago, I pretty much had the same system set up. Except it was a little different. The president could vote, well, with everyone else.
Yeah, but that wouldn't make any sense. Because the president would be the highest authority. So it would stand to reason that he would have more voting power. So if, let's say, the council had 1 vote, the president would more than likely would have 2 votes because of him being a president. With my system, it doesn't matter if you're president or not. You all have the same voting power. 1. And you can only be able to vote. You'd only be able to vote if it was a tie. And, you know, honestly, I know 4 people is kind of low, but it's better to have 4 people than just 2 people. Because at least then, you know, you can actually have some kind of...
But the way I would change the U.S. Congress is instead of having like over 100 people, I would pretty much cut it down to 50.
Yeah, have 1 person for each state, and then you just add...
Here's the thing that I would do different. The governors would be in the Congress.
I think...
That would work a lot better.
Governors all in Congress, Andy.
No, like...
Honestly, I really don't know what the difference between the Congress and the Senate is. The hell's the difference?
They're the same time. The Congress is just the group of the Senate and the House of Representatives.
But if they're the same thing, then why do we have...
We call it the Congress because it took to group them together. We could call it Parliament, but...
Okay, so Congress and the Senate are the same thing.
Yeah, Congress is the grouping.
So Congress is just the grouping?
Yeah, not actually a thing.
I'm confused.
The Senate.
Okay.
And the House of Representatives.
And they're different.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
They do the exact same thing, but they're separate.
I'd have to Wikipedia it. I am lost. I have to Wikipedia it and really look at it and to try and understand what the difference is and all that. It's confusing and I'm lost.
Here's the thing. There is no difference. Like, those are the same thing. Like, the Senate votes, the House votes. They both make laws, yet they're separate. Like, I have an idea. Put them together and form a natural Congress. Well, they all vote, and if the vote passes, the president can veto or sign it. And if the president vetoes, he or she can explain why he or she vetoed the bill. And then the Congress will vote again, and if it passes again, then it's law.
I can understand that. Like, if the president vetoes it and then it goes up to a vote after some modification, and then it goes back to the president, and it's obvious that that's what the people want, and it becomes law.
And here's the difference from the US and Canada. See, in Canada, the Congress makes the laws, send it to the president. If the president vetoes, it goes to the people. A referendum is set up, and the people can decide if they want to make it law.
But if that happened, wouldn't there be a lot of voting? And then there'd be a lot of voting counting. Wouldn't that slow the government down?
Well, we can group it together into like an election.
Yeah, but you'd still have a lot of voting, and then you'd have to have a lot of voting counting. The way that that would slow it down. Nothing would ever really get done.
Not really, concerned like you can just put it on election day with the ballot, so everything just get voted on.
Wouldn't that make the whole election process just a big fat hassle?
Not really.
Okay, I'm not really understanding.
Only like 3 people actually vote. Like, maybe like 20% of people actually vote. Like,
I'm trying to. I don't really know how your system would work.
maybe we'll end, but
I think you'd have to modify it, but yeah. If you had a nation and that was how the government worked, I don't think it would work.
yeah,
I think it would be a giant mess and confuse everybody.
yeah, so I might do what the US does, except not have like 27 chambers of Congress. It won't be one Congress.
So, do you still play nation states?
Not really.
That kind of sucks.
Like after like I played for like maybe like a few months, and I just kept getting the same issues, and it doesn't really help that like you only get like 5, and then it like stops.
Well, you can join a region, and because all the nations in my region are me,
Same thing with mine.
So why don't you could come over to mine, like have a nation, move over to my nation, my region, and we can at least do something. I would have, and then we could communicate. But
And like nation dates was fun, but like overall it get boring. After like a month or two, it like get really boring.
yeah, I mean that I think requires a lot of playing with people and act, and making deals and acting as an actual leader of a nation. The way that we've been playing it for a while is just basically voting for what goes and answering the things that come into the issues.
But another thing that I didn't really like about it was like to make a nation, you have to do like small close fans, and no matter like I put on dictatorship for and somehow it became a democracy.
Yeah.
No, I don't know much about the forms of government, but I'm very sure a dictatorship is not a democracy.
Yeah.
So, like, why am I getting a democracy for my dictatorship country? Didn't make any sense.
It would honestly, I think it would be kind of cool, you know, when you made your nation and when you selected it, it would only send you um, um, things that fit with that type of government. So, say you're a dictator, then the things that would come onto the table for you to pass or dismiss would be things that would make sense in a dictatorial nation. So let's say one of the things is that there are people who are demanding more freedoms. And then you could either give them more freedoms or you can basically smash that down and punish them like in North Korea where, you know, you get punished for stupid shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been going on for like an hour. Honestly, I don't think it was supposed to be this long. So we're gonna wrap it up with this. Okay. Does this thing work with don't end the phone call yet. Does this whatever this is show gameplay?
Yeah.
So theoretically, you should be able to play like Call of Duty
Yeah.
and it wouldn't have any lag.
I don't know about that, but you can actually broadcast gameplay.
Mm.
Like since I have it like not public, I can put my going to a game on and I put the thing on if I want it.
Huh. So could you like change it from Skype to say gaming, and it would, and you wouldn't have to stop it, or would you actually have to stop this and start a new one?
I can probably open it and go from now.
Huh. That'd be kind of cool.
That's what I got.
What?
I went into an ad game and it gave me treat deck.
What?
I went into the thing to see if it would give me an option for a game,
Yeah.
and it gave me a non-game. It gave me a regular application. So let's see if it works with the application.
Okay. Now, apparently it says one is watching right now. I don't know if that's just me, because I am watching it, but I don't know if that. Well, yeah, I would imagine because it's unlisted that I'm the only one that can have it. So yeah, it would probably be me watching. You didn't send this to anyone else,
No.
so it's just me.
Yep.
Do you have any plans on making this public?
Probably not.
Hmm.
Right now I'm just moving the thing around.
Well, I am definitely seeing something. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way. It's on the top. And now you're moving it and you're blocking whatever it is.
Okay. No treat deck.
Okay.
If I go to it, then you should be seeing me mess around with it.
Yeah, you're moving it up and down.
Well, I'm doing that from XSplit, but if I went into the thing, you probably see me mess around with it.
If I came into your room, I'd probably see you messing with it. Is that what you mean?
I'm gonna go and talk on the thing and tell me if you can see it.
I saw you change the size.
Yeah, I did that like a while ago.
Oh. Yeah, because of the lag.
Yeah, so now I'm going over. I give Genshi's GTA 5 shot stream.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Not right now, but that's probably due to the lag. Because you said that you resized it a while ago, so I should see it in a bit. So far, nothing. I'm seeing you move the cursor around though, so
On what?
what? I have it on like I think high definition. Is it like 720? You're obviously going around something wrong with GTA 5.
And can you see the owl thing?
The what?
The owl thing.
The owl thing.
Yeah, the owl.
Oh, the owl.
Yeah.
Like time.
Yeah.
No.
Is it below a picture?
What?
Is it below a picture?
What is below a picture?
It's the thing that move around. Picture.
Yeah, it's below a picture. Yes, it's like some dude and woman.
Okay, you see it then.
Okay.
So yeah, I can pretty much do that with in the end. Oh, I can just go and get the actual game application.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of upset that you got this and I don't because I'm the gamer.
You want to hear something?
What?
I have a link on my YouTube. It should be on all my videos.
Uh-huh.
If you click it, if you get partnered by them, you can get it. Except you get for free for a week. You do it if you get for 5 more.
Because, I mean, I would love to do live streams because I'm a gamer, but, I also don't want to go through a hassle of having to be partnered by somebody because most of my attention is on GameAnyone.com. And I don't really focus too much on YouTube because I just don't get enough views to justify me continuing it.
Well, here's the thing. If you get partnered and use XSplit, and if you can make like $5 a month or whatever.
Yeah, but how about I make $5 a month?
For ads.
Yeah, but wouldn't putting ads on my videos make it so that I couldn't be partnered by them?
No. Because what they would do is they would remove your
Okay, hold on. So typing in Skype the link. Like, send me the link via Skype.
Okay, hold on.
Because I'm not going through all your channels and trying to find this one thing.
It's Andrew Newcomb Vlogs.
Alright. Andrew Newcomb Vlogs.
And it should be on like any other videos.
It should be on any of the videos?
Yeah, I think I said that's well, it's on all the videos.
Yeah. Okay. Yesterday I had like 91 subs and now I only have 90. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Why?
Remember when I said that I moved all my subs over?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
So you subbed me and then you unsubbed me.
Yeah, I subbed on my new main channel, which is Andrew Newcomb Vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I took out all the subs on the other Boat Watcher and Website Gamers, so that everything is confined to one area.
Huh.
That way I don't have to do channel swapping. Oh, I gotta see if someone if the video is on Boat Watcher. Well, website anymore, so now it's just Center Live.
Okay, so where is it? I went to like Andrew Newcomb vlogs.
Just click on the video,
Okay.
and you should see a link. Because like, if you want to get that done, like you gotta do that.
Okay.
But the good thing is, however much money you make, I get a 15% bonus as we fall.
Alright. I have a link. It says something about like freedom something. I click that.
Is it like freedom.tm or something?
Yeah, TM.
That's the partner link. If you click it, if you let it go,
Well, that's kind of wow. That's kind of weird. It's like a Devil May Cry. Oh my god. Then some like music Asian thing. I don't know. What do I do now? This is like really fun for people who are watching. Well, they can't be watching because it's
it's not watching.
yeah.
It's
So,
a code thing.
yeah. So I just click the partner with us.
Yep, fill up the thing, and within like a few hours, you should get a acceptance note saying that you win.
Yeah, I would imagine so, right? Because I have like 700 fucking videos. So I better fucking get.
Oh, trust me, I had channels partnered brand new.
Wow.
8 Nation, add that sucker partnered day one. Like no subs, no anything. Day one, it partnered. So these people are like super fast at accepting you. And when they see that you went under my link, they will surely partner you.
Yeah, I'm having some weird thing that won't let me click the accept. I don't know why. It's some weird thing.
What does it say?
Um, well, this app would like to view your email and all this other BS. Then Freedom and Google will use this information in accordance with the blah blah blah. Then it's like kind of grayed out with the accept. I don't know why. I mean, I have some of those problems. You know, when I go to websites, for whatever reason, it just won't accept. It won't bring up or let me click it. It's always grayed out. So that's kind of annoying. I have that problem um, when I'm like signing in or something, because you know you have to go on the online to link your thing, because for whatever reason my YouTube thing on like PlayStation 3 for whatever reason keeps signing me out, and that's why I get this problem. Well, it won't ungrade the accept thing, and that's the problem I'm having. It's grayed out.
If you have to try to do like a reboot of the thing, maybe
Yeah,
it'll work then.
I'm refreshing it now. Yeah, it's still grayed out. So I'm gonna unclick the thing, and I'm gonna re-click the link. Partner with us. Yeah, I don't know. It's not ungrading it. Come over here and you try and figure out what the fucking problem is.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, because it's gray out and I have no idea. Maybe Maybe if you sign into my account and do it, maybe then it'll walk. It'll be a bitch, but it's obviously not walking with me.
Yeah, if you're trying to set up like a page, then I can do it.
Mm.
Because then I can just accept your bank to be a manager, and then once I get that done, then I can just jump over, do the sign, and then tell you that it's done, and then you can disable the sign.
Yeah. Because all this stuff is like more information. I don't know.
Well, there is another way I can do it.
Okay, what is the other way you can do it?
I would add I think your page would actually need to be like a page account,
Mm-hmm.
and I can just blame it under me
And how the hell would you do that?
by signing me.
And why can't you do that now?
Because I don't have the information. So if you want, we can try that. You can send me the information, sign out, send me the information, and I can go in.
I'd have to try to remember it because I'd have to see if I can remember it. Because I haven't signed out in a while. And this should probably be an annoyance, but alright. Sign in. Alright. Alright. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it'd probably be yeah, okay. So something you know.
Just send me all the information, the email, whatnot, and the password. And remember to sign out so I can take it again.
Yeah, okay. So I have to re-sign out because I was just testing it, yeah. It's gonna be via Skype.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to end the file to do it.
Alright.
So.
Well, the whole point was to test it, and we've obviously tested it.
Yeah, so.
There's no reason for it to continue anyway.